Hi, I'm Arjan Visser, a human-centered futurist, a friend and sparring partner for entrepreneurs and diplomats who dare to pioneer, those who shape direction for a human-centered creative age. In this episode, I was interviewed and I didn't know the questions up front. You will hear my raw and unscripted reflections. Today, we delve into how leadership must evolve beyond traditional paradigms to embrace authenticity and personal development as its cornerstones of success in the creative age. Let's dive in. What is broken in how we run our businesses today? That's a provoking question. I believe that the way we run our businesses is aligned with how we have learned and run our businesses successfully in the last 50 years. That time period, those 50 years, we recall as the management age. We've just crossed over into the creative age. And the creative age is so much more centered around being human. So we talk about identity, leadership, purpose, alignment, fulfillment. And those things were not on the radar. They had not the highest priority in the management age. So running our businesses in the near future, the way we have learned it the last 50 years, business school, all the best practices, that will lead to broken businesses. We have to reinvent our leadership. The last 50 years was management. And leadership was put aside as a style, a skill set. In the next era, the current era, because creative age is now, it's not a skill set. It comes from the inside out. It's about authenticity. It's about who are you becoming? What effect will you have based on your blueprint, your design, how you are created to be. That puts a strong emphasis on personal development. It's no longer optional. It's no longer low priority. It's the main thing. It's the power tool of any leader to be authentically themselves, to find out who they are becoming, how to unfold their future identity, how to find language to articulate what they sense that is ahead of them. That is actually, if we compare it in two words, the predictable will be replaced by the unpredictable. The predictable process will be replaced by the unpredictable human being unfolding, exploring, and finding out who they are and what effect it will have on those people around them. Success is not just a metric based on the comparison with input with output, doing more with less. Success will be way more human, we need to redefine it. Actually, I cannot answer that question right now. We have just crossed over to the creative age. Most of us around us still has to cross over. So we as leaders have this invitation, this challenge to redefine what leadership looks like, redefine what success looks like. And one thing we know is that it has to do with finding out who you become. So every time we come back, what is identity? Who are you? With who are you running? For who are you delivering your value? How can we capture with that new metric for success that people flourish, that people give their best to others by being a blessing and being rewarded for being themselves? That is a total new mindset. That's a new paradigm. And it is crucial to redefine, not just on paper or in reports, what success looks like, but also for ourselves. Our whole way of self-reflecting, which is unessential step of personal development, and it will stay a really important step. But if we judge ourselves with the wrong metric what success looks like, we actually condemn ourselves. Instead of that, we accelerate ourselves. So we need peers, we need leaders, we need to reinvent our thinking to accelerate in this time and age. And it's not about urgency. It is all about what is important. And I truly believe that it is really important for those who we lead to set them free, to equip them, to empower them, that we model it ourselves. So how we view ourselves, the belief we have in our own success, our own calling, our own blueprint, needs to be reflected in how we measure success. So the invitation is there. The invitation for the creative age. The invitation to step us as leaders from the inside out. So I would nearly say it is time for us to grow up and find out what it means to be a leader. And if we don't take this invitation, so it feels provoking, but if we don't take this invitation and we keep doing business and running our business and managing people the way we did in the last 50 years, everything will be replaced by technology. Everything will be replaced by AI. We tend to say that AI is the new kid on the block, but it isn't. AI is the possibility, which is really fast, to process data in a predictable way when we micromanage it. So the micromanagement that we don't like, no longer want from leaders to people, that skill set is still relevant. So we need that to manage AI. At the same time, if we keep doing it people will walk away. The creative age is here. We have been talking about all these aspects of it for the last 15 years. So we can't ignore it. So people will walk away. Your business will be replaced. Your people will be replaced by technology. If you have the time to replace them, your people will go to a place where they can flourish. So that's not just a job description element anymore. It's the central element of the society we are entering. And a business is a subset, is a reflection of society. So the old way is ending. We are transitioning. Leaders step up and shape it. So as a leader, and I believe everyone is a leader, we just have to develop our authentic leadership side. It's not skill set in the way we can just do a training and apply the skills. No, it's that inside out journey of who we are and how we reflect that, express that through our creativity for us to benefit. So leadership will be expressed in how we inspire people who see us doing it ourselves. And if we are not doing it ourselves and we keep managing the people, they will walk away to someone who inspires them. Because that inspiration is the healthy fuel they need to be intrinsically motivated and give their best, unfold and flourish. The biggest business myth that I believe you really need to dismantle is that business is not personal. We can't get away any longer with a behavior where we don't take responsibility for the well-being of the other person. In the creative age, where identity is expressed, discovered, unfolded, where purpose and alignment are essential parts of well-being, where leadership needs to inspire others, so that intrinsically motivated, they can step into who they are becoming. Business is personal. And from a leadership development perspective, home, society, and business are converging to who you are becoming, and what effect you have on others. So this lousy excuse for behavior is not only immature, it's damaging, slowing us down as leaders ourselves while hurting other people. So I would not just say it's a myth. I think it is unwanted behavior that really has to stop. Although they feel that they're doing the right thing, I think this is a crucial question. Entrepreneurship is not just marketing and sales. So it's not just selling stuff, providing solutions. Entrepreneurship is the expression of who you are into value, added value for others who recognize it, receive it, and reward it. If I take the role as the entrepreneur in a business, while everything can be still aligned or just aligned, vision, strategy, people, their well-being. But if you feel that you're on the edge of burnout, I think we first have to look at what burnout means or could mean. And I have to borrow that insight from a friend of mine, Peter, who said burnout is when you're that small flame on the inside, your intrinsic motivation, is blown out, gone, disappears. That happens when you do things that are not in sync with your internal drive, which actually means that your external motivation overrules your internal, your intrinsic motivation, and is not in harmony and not in sync. So when an entrepreneur feels that he's on the edge of burnout, it could mean two things. He's not in sync with who he is becoming, or who she is becoming. And at the other end, their external environment has more influence on how the person positions himself or sees himself. So it has to do with the maturity to be free of external pressure. But more important, the feeling is an invitation that they are ignoring, that they sense they are becoming a fuller version of themselves. And taking that invitation to actually step into the fuller version of yourself makes you ready to actually carry the assignment of your business. So it's like opening the new book, but not stepping into who you are able to read the book. And we tend to ignore that because we were a bit self-depreciation about our personal development. We tend to put our personal development to the side because there are too many operational issues. Which means that to bring it all together, the personal development, the personal investment, the stepping up into who we are becoming is the key to carry the business into the next chapter. So if you feel that you're on the edge of burning out, go to the inside, connect with your inner dialogue, and take the questions, the invitation really serious. Who am I becoming? To prepare yourself to grow with and ahead of where your business is going. Thank you for staying with me to the end. I believe it gave you something to think about and something to act on. I would love to read your thoughts in the comments below. Next week, I'm going deeper into why leadership needs a new lens with one of my peers. But if you can't wait till next week and you're ready to explore the future with us, you can always join the Alt Forum at alt.businessrevivalist.com. It's an exclusive peer dialogue for visionary leaders to step into the future together. And to make it easy, you can experience it first and decide later. See you next time.